Our solar system is home to the planet Earth, where life exists in near-perfect conditions. Yet, it also houses some of the most hostile places that exist in the universe. Places so extreme and volatile that they defy our imagination. Jupiter's radiation belts. Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, does a good job of deflecting comets and asteroids from colliding with the Earth, but it's not the best host out there. Jupiter has radiation belts which extend out from just above its atmosphere to around 40 to 100 times its radius. This radiation is caused by Jupiter's own magnetic field, which traps not only the charged particles from solar winds, but also the volcanic material ejected by Jupiter's moon, Io. The radiation in the inner belts is so intense that it can kill a human being within a few minutes, even seconds, through radiation poisoning. You will start feeling nauseous in no time, start coughing blood in the next few seconds, and, well, be dead in the next few. Radiation in these belts measures more than 100 sieverts per hour at its peak. In contrast, the safe annual radiation limit set up by international health agencies is around 1 microsieverts per hour. This is a whopping 100 million times more than the safe dose. By comparison, Chernobyl's reactor core at around 300 sieverts per hour is the only known radiation level directly exposed to humans that exceeds Jupiter's inner radiation belt. Effect of Jupiter's radiation belts on humans. Total lethality in less than a second. Venus's surface. Venus is our cosmic next-door neighbor and practically Earth's twin in size and gravity. Sounds like a great vacation spot, right? Well, not quite, unless you're into scorching heat, acid rain, and getting crushed by atmospheric pressure. Venus is also known as Morning Star, the Veiled Planet, or quite fittingly, the Hell Planet, among others. Venus's surface is so hostile that even with the most advanced scientific equipment, our bodies wouldn't last more than a few minutes. Unprotected, we would die in a fraction of a second due to the extreme temperatures, pressures, and other toxic conditions. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system, and its surface temperature is a scorching 465 degrees Celsius, hot enough to even melt lead. This is due to the runaway greenhouse effect caused by 96.5% carbon dioxide on the planet. By comparison, our home ovens at their maximum heat just reach 260 degrees Celsius. Even this high a temperature is enough to inflict third-degree burns within a few seconds. Icing on the cake is Venus's surface pressure, which measures at 92 times the atmospheric pressure on Earth's surface. It's like having the weight of an entire ocean on top of you. Under such pressure, within seconds, your body would be reduced to a flattened state, much like a table tennis ball getting crushed under a hydraulic press. Missions on Venus are so difficult that only the Soviet Venera and the multinational Vega missions have ever landed and sent data, with Venera 13 lasting the longest for just over 2 hours compared to years for Mars or Moon landers. Effect on humans: you'd be crushed, incinerated, and dissolved in acid with total lethality in under 2 minutes. Neptune's upper atmosphere. While Neptune may not boast the surface brutality of Venus or the murderous radiation belts of Jupiter, it more than earns its place on any list of solar system hellscapes, and you'll soon see why. Neptune's upper atmosphere is a frigid otherworldly realm, a cold hell whose very appearance is enough to evoke a chill in the spine of any observer. Enshrouded in thin, icy methane clouds that provide it the mesmerizing blue hue, this layer is swept by the fastest winds ever recorded in the solar system. Neptune is the realm of supersonic fury. Its sustained winds rage at speeds up to 2,100 kilometers per hour, the fastest in the solar system. For perspective, the strongest natural winds on Earth, recorded during a cyclone in Australia in 1996, maxed out at 408 kilometers per hour, just a fifth of Neptune's might. Even the muzzle speed of an AK-47 bullet is only about 20% faster than Neptune's winds. Imagine an endless hurricane approaching bullet speed towards you. Temperatures in Neptune's upper atmosphere plummet to an astonishing minus 218 degrees Celsius, ranking it among the coldest places in the solar system and just a few degrees warmer than Uranus, the coldest planet at minus 224 degrees Celsius. And if that's not enough, Neptune's upper atmosphere also regularly experiences gigantic storms and features like the Great Dark Spot, vortices similar to Jupiter's Great Red Spot but shorter-lived. Storms and clouds here erupt and vanish with astounding speed, making the planet's weather patterns some of the most dynamic and unpredictable in the solar system. The effect of Neptune's upper atmosphere on humans, you would get frozen and shredded in no time. Total lethality in a few seconds. Io, the Jovian moon. Io, one of Jupiter's many moons, was discovered in 1610 by Galileo Galilei, who originally named it Jupiter 1. Fittingly, it lives up to its name, closely tied to Jupiter not just by orbit, but by danger. With over 400 active volcanoes, Io holds the title of the most volcanically active object known in the solar system. And remember Jupiter's intense radiation belts? Io plays a big role in powering them. It acts like a radioactive engine, constantly releasing volcanic gases, primarily sulfur dioxide and oxygen, which become ionized and get trapped in Jupiter's magnetic field, further supercharging the radiation around the planet. Io orbits deep within Jupiter's radiation belts, and as a result, the radiation dose near Io's surface can reach 36 sieverts per day, more than 1,000,000 times higher than what a human can withstand. Io's highly unstable surface, topped up with this deadly radiation, makes it a truly alien and violent world. Effect on humans. You would be overwhelmed by radiation and extreme conditions within seconds, regardless of protection. Mercury. Mercury became the smallest planet in the solar system after Pluto was reclassified in 2006. But don't be misled by its diminutive size. In reality, it's a nuke packed in a packet of toffee, an incredibly violent, high-energy environment despite its deceptively small appearance. Closest planet to the Sun and devoid of an atmosphere, the temperature variation on Mercury is like a literal song of ice and fire. One full day, from sunrise to sunrise, on Mercury is 176 Earth days. That's around 88 days of continuous sunlight followed by around 88 days of darkness. The temperatures during the sunlight phase can soar up to 427 degrees Celsius and can plummet to -173 degrees Celsius during the darkness phase. Since it doesn't have an atmosphere, Mercury gets about 6 to 7 times more solar radiation than what we receive on Earth. This is enough to inflict serious burns to the human skin and DNA damage in seconds. Mercury is constantly pummeled by fast-moving micrometeoroids and blasted by the solar wind. With no atmosphere to shield it, these impacts erode the surface and help form its very thin exosphere. Extreme temperatures, no protection from radiation, and continuous micrometeoroid bombardment make Mercury a very hostile environment to be in. Effect on humans: rapid heat stroke, hypothermia, oxygen deprivation, and meteoroid rain means death in seconds. The rings of Saturn. Saturn is often considered as the most beautiful planet in the solar system, and the biggest reason behind that would be the massive rings that encircle it. Well, as beautiful as they seem, they are one of the most dangerous places in our solar system. The rings comprise of billions of particles, from the size of a tiny dust grain to several meters, traveling at speeds of around 70,000 to 100,000 kilometers per hour. These are among the fastest natural objects in the solar system, far faster than any bullet. At these speeds, even a grain of sand would shred any spacecraft to shreds. Navigating through Saturn's rings is impossible because of these particles, and also because these rings are around 280,000 kilometers in length. Any attempt to pass through the rings would be catastrophic. The multinational Cassini spacecraft, meant to study the planet, too avoided these rings till its final mission grand finale, where it explored the innermost D-ring through a series of risky flybys before crashing in Saturn's upper atmosphere. Well, the stunning but dangerous rings of Saturn are slowly disappearing. In about 100 million years, they're expected to vanish as the planet gradually consumes them. Effect on humans. You would be torn apart by high-speed micrometeoroid debris. Death in seconds. Pluto and other Kuiper Belt objects. Pluto and the many other objects in the Kuiper Belt represent some of the most hostile locations in the solar system. Their hazards stem from a combination of environmental extremes, remoteness, and the fundamental realities of venturing far from the Sun. Surface temperatures on Pluto and most Kuiper Belt objects KBOs commonly range between -220 degrees Celsius and -240 degrees Celsius, just a few degrees above absolute zero. At these cryogenic temperatures, exposed materials, equipment, and any organic substance would freeze almost instantly. Pluto has a thin, transient atmosphere primarily of nitrogen, which freezes and falls to the surface as the dwarf planet moves farther from the Sun. Most other KBOs have no atmosphere at all. This means there's no protection from radiation, no insulation, and no air to breathe. The Kuiper Belt lies billions of kilometers from Earth, making rescue, resupply, or communication extraordinarily difficult. Any mission here must be entirely self-sufficient. If a problem arises, help is not just days away, but many years. Effect on humans. You would flash freeze and die of asphyxiation in seconds. The Sun. If there's a definition of ultimate death, it's the Sun. Its surface is 5,500 degrees Celsius, its corona is 1 million degrees Celsius, and its core is 15 million degrees Celsius. If you try to get anywhere near it, you will be obliterated. The Sun doesn't burn you, it unmakes you. Instant death. Stay curious, share this video, and subscribe for more.